Thinking, or cognition, is the set of mental processes that deals with the acquisition and use of knowledge. It's studied by developing general models of observed behaviour, then checking to see if what they predict can be observed in reality. This kind of cognitive modelling was first applied to economics and led to the award of 2 Nobel Prizes. It's now researched and applied in many industries, including law, aviation, economics and politics. But it's only recently that it's been applied to healthcare.
I think human factors is something which affects everything we do, both personal life and professionally. It's everything that helps us to be safe, to be secure, and of course to cover the safety of our patients, our clients, wherever we work.
Cognitive models remain peripheral in healthcare education and clinical practice because it is not obvious that applying such models leads directly to any practical benefits. The importance of cognitive models to the study of human factors is not that they directly tell us how to work efficiently and avoid errors, but rather that they need to be understood in order to understand current ideas about decision-making and situation awareness, human performance and limitations. It's been estimated that 70% of medical errors are due to faulty cognition, with the remainder due to system failures or random mishaps.
Well, when you look at the cost and the number of times that avoidable harm happens. So I think figures suggest something like 10% of hospital admissions will result in some kind of avoidable harm. In America, I know it's a different league altogether, but it's the equivalent of a fully loaded 747 crashing every second day is the equivalent figures. Here, my understanding is the National NHS Litigation Authority has put a figure of £2 to £3 billion a year of avoidable harm, the cost of avoidable harm. And if it's avoidable, then in my mind, human factors plays a part.
Research on judgment and decision-making in healthcare shows that habits of thought are skills as important as traditional diagnostic and procedural skills. As with conventional skills, they're open, in principle, to refinement and improvement through training. I'm going to talk a little now about the dual process model. Over the last few decades, the study of cognition has become characterised by a dual process model, which is simple and accessible.
A surgeon is performing a routine gallbladder operation. The atmosphere is relaxed, music is playing, and the conversation around the table includes some non-clinical dialogue. Suddenly, large pools of blood appear in the peritoneal cavity. All non-essential noise in the theatre ceases, and the surgeon and assistants discuss and actively explore the possible sources of the hemorrhage to regain control over the situation. Imagine driving, having a conversation about an unrelated matter, meeting an obstruction, and then having to navigate with a map.
These scenarios reveal a fundamental aspect of human cognition that appears to be highly conserved over the course of human evolution, namely the existence of 2 broad categories of mental activity, automatic and analytic, and the transition from one to the other under appropriate circumstances. More recently, the terms System 1 and System 2 have been used to describe them, but we will use the terms automatic and analytic as they're easier to remember. Here, we see the systems compared. The automatic system is used to navigate a familiar journey whilst driving. It is fast, low effort, and generally reliable. It's the default mode and depends upon experience that cannot be replaced by traditional classroom learning. The analytic system is used to solve complex, unfamiliar problems like choosing what car to buy. It is high effort, slow, and not the default, but does not depend on prior experience, so is flexible. The dual process model is not the only one of cognition, but it has the advantage of simplicity. We can generally recognise our own reasoning as automatic or analytic when we look back on it after the event. And if we know the model, we can recognise when we should switch from automatic to analytic. We can recognise when a colleague is following an unproductive or dangerous automatic line of thought and should change to analytic. More complex models involving multiple cognitive biases or heuristics, often with subtle conceptual definitions, are not so useful in practice. The whole range of human factors influencing judgment can be incorporated into the dual process model and analysed according to their facilitation or inhibition of either system. This includes situational awareness and personality factors. This classification into two processes makes no claim that one is better than the other. The automatic system occasionally gets a bad press as a primitive evolutionary vestige that has unfortunately not yet been completely superseded by a more advanced analytic system. But the conservation and persistence of the automatic system in human history was for good reason, and the better view is that they both have equally valuable roles. Medical practice itself, with its limited information availability and time, could not proceed without the engagement of both systems. American cognitive scientist J.F. Fodor said, "Nature has contrived to have it both ways, to get the best out of fast dumb systems and slow contemplative ones by simply refusing to choose between them."